to do business mostly, to meet people, to expand my network.
Predominantly for business. However, I do make it a point that every quarter, so every 3 months or so, I do go on a personal trip in order to, escape from the stresses of lifestyle.
From a personal perspective, it's to see new places, to experience different cultures.
I think if you want to meet new people and really understand people thoroughly, you need to understand the way they eat.
Oh, it's to de-stress.
I actually took a trip to Yemen, and that was really amazing because it was like going into what I thought 6th century Arabia would be like. So it was really amazing, like going back in time.
Bhutan, very, very remote from the rest of the world.
There's some parts of Mexico, colonial cities, I'm not talking about the main beach attractions that are really stunning and quite unspoiled and relatively unexplored.
Just been to Costa Rica, that's going to be a hard one to beat.
The best, I think, would be definitely Maldives, because it was just pampering. It was amazing.
Jakarta was just out of this world. Great fashion, great food, great people.
Definitely Norway, because it's such a different place. A lot of snow. So for me, being from Mexico, that was quite shocking.
Who doesn't like Japan, right?
I always take a pair of tracksuit pants or sweatpants. It's a must in the plane for me.
So I would certainly, want to stay connected wherever I go, whether it is in terms of accessing the internet. The moment I land at the airport, the first thing I pick up is not a SIM card, but a data card would probably do for me.
Make sure you have good walking shoes everywhere you go, because to see a place, you almost certainly will be on foot at some point during the trip.
I've got to name New York for one. One of the first trips that I took on my own. It was also the first time I used Airbnb. I had a wonderful time with a host over there. It really totally changed my perspective about travel.
Being in the middle of the Masai Mara Park in Kenya, right, driving the car, we were by ourselves. We were in the middle of giraffes, elephants, wild beasts, and we felt like we were in the middle of primitive life. It was fantastic.
Just this year I was on an aircraft, and we had an emergency situation, had to adopt the brace position at 36,000 feet. Not life-changing, but it made me evaluate my life in terms of what I'd done and what I hadn't done.
So on that trip to Xi'an, well, on the final day of my trip, I looked at my boarding pass, I said goodbye to them, I went to the airport, found out I'd come the day before my flight was supposed to leave.
There's this hotel in Delhi, so they had a transparent door, so see-through doors to the bathroom, and I actually met a friend of mine. This was not for a stay, but he was staying at the hotel in Delhi, and I thought I'm going to use the toilet, but I realized when I went inside and came back, he could actually see through when I was using the toilet. That was really funny for me.
So I used to work as a flight attendant, and this guy comes in and he goes like, oh, where's the washroom? So I directed him to it. I went back, and next thing I know, this guy is carrying the lavatory door in his arm. So we're like, okay, sir, why don't you just leave this with us, and then we will put it back, okay? Next thing you know, and we see him sitting there without the door.
People who design hotel rooms, I don't think they stay in hotel rooms sometimes. I'm staying in a room at the moment, and it's got half a shower door, and I've turned the shower on and it sprays right outside. They kind of go minimalist, and there's not enough drawers, there's not enough hangers.
And perhaps better food in the airplane.
I would like to have one app that I can refer to for everything.
What I want is to just tell my phone, hey Siri, I have to be in San Francisco at 7 p.m. next Thursday. In 5 minutes, everything's booked. I want that.
Without question, I think we've all got to be more focused on the environment. So I'm a big believer in responsible tourism, and I'd like to see our consumers taking more responsibility for the way they travel. So.
Alaska, probably, or Antarctic.
It was Zanzibar. It ticks off many boxes. It was a crossroads of many cultures. It's got beautiful beaches and a cool name. So.
Go to Helsinki to see the Northern Lights.
I think for me, my choice is also driven by what my wife is looking at doing. So for that, assuredly has to be to Venice.
I guess Sri Lanka. It's where my family's from. It's beautiful beach, lagoon, awesome food, kind of off the beaten track.
Living on a cruise, that's the best.
always wanted to go into space. Yeah, but I don't want to end up like Matt Damon, man. Like The Martian, it's like, that's the ultimate nightmare.